Hey there, this is DIY Life Guide, and today I will be explaining to you how I built a lofted bed and storage area underneath DIY. We are currently sitting in my studio space, which is the space underneath the lofted bed, and I also have all the space here for my clothes and other things that I'm storing. So it's a really useful space. It offers everything I need for storage, and above me up here is my bed space. So I'll walk you through exactly how I did that. Let's get started.
So the first thing you want to do is you want to locate the studs that you'll be connecting the actual framing of the bed to. So as you can see, we have a stud right here. We have a stud right here next to this window. We have another stud right here. Then we have a stud in that corner right there. These studs they'll have posts connected to them, which will actually hold up the wood that are the joists of the bed area right there. So as you can see, you got one post sitting on one piece of that joist sitting on there, and then you have that joist sitting on there, and that's what holds up the lofted bed area up there. And it's the same thing with here. So you want to nail these 4x4 posts into this wall. You're going to want to nail it from this side. You can actually still see the nail holes right there. These nails go right through this and into the wood. Once you have, I think I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 posts. And this is enough for a queen bed for a lofted area. So here is the lofted bed area. I designed it to be big enough to hold a queen mattress, which is 60 inches by 80 inches. I designed it to be 64 by 93. So this is 93 long and 64 wide. So it's just big enough to hold a queen mattress with a little bit of foot room here. After you're able to locate the studs in the wall, you're gonna wanna be able to figure out how tall you want your lofted bed to be. And oftentimes this will be contingent on how tall your ceiling is. I have a ceiling that's 13 foot over there, and it's 8 foot over there. So you don't want to have it too close to the ceiling. I would make sure you have at least 2 or 3 feet at the shortest over here. You don't want it to feel claustrophobic, so it's really important to make sure you have enough space. Obviously your head's going to be over that way in the less shallow part. For me, I am 5'10", so I made sure to make the walkable area underneath here at least 5'10". To figure out how long I want to make my posts right here, I had to take 5'10" minus the width of this piece, this 2x10 right here. Did the quick measurement, and I found out, hey, this is 2x10 with the sheet of plywood on it. It's gonna be 9 3/4 inch. Subtract 5'10" minus 9 3/4, and that means that our posts are gonna be 56.5. Also, I had to subtract some length on the bottom here, because I have the post sitting on the bottom plate of the actual framing of the house. To figure out how tall you want the loft to be and how long you want to cut these pieces, you want to do those calculations. Once you figure out how tall and wide and long you want your loft to be, it's pretty easy actually putting this all together. So you want to cut the 6 pillar posts to hold up the whole lofted area, and then so once you cut one, you can just cut all of them at the same length, and then nail them into the walls, into the framing of the wall there, the stud. Once that's done, you can lay the 2x10s on top of the post, all 3 of these 2x10s, and then you should have a surface. Once those are nailed in, you should have a surface in which you could lay this plywood. This is a 1/2 inch plywood that I used. Just you don't want it to be too flimsy. And I also, for a little bit of extra support over here, I didn't want to have any more 2x10s because I thought it was a little bit overkill, but I did add 2 2x4s right here to the seamed area. The plywood splits into 2 sheets. So I wanted to have these 2 2x4s because it was bowing, feel it move a little bit when you got on top of there. So I added this as just an extra support. I didn't add a pillar post for that, but I just nailed it right into the stud right there. That's how I was able to get it supported. And this is plenty strong for a lofted bed for 2 people, you know, even 2 big people. If you have three 2x10s, it's plenty big. Some additions for the storage area is I have these shelves right here, which are really they're just pieces of wood nailed into this stud right here, and then there's a sheet of 1/4-inch plywood on top of each one of these. It's pretty easy to make. And then for a hanging rod, I have a dowel, which is just sitting on top of these 2 pieces. These are just some scrap pieces of plywood that I cut. It's just sitting on top of there. And then I have a shelf as well right here where you can store things. And this is actually a pre-made shelf. I didn't make this. I was just able to screw it into these studs. I also built mini desk, which I have my piano and mixer board and everything laying on right now. It's the same design as the shelves. I just have pieces of wood that are, I think it's just 1/2-inch plywood, and then I have 1/4-inch plywood laying on top of all of them.